5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome. This is the D1 Racing Cross IDRL Pro League Season 2. We have a fantastic track and a set of pilots on hand today, and five pro pilots are joining us. They are Anand, Pamilias, Shiv, Crude, and Akmiral. Thanks to our very good sponsorship with the One Martian Way, IRC, GetTBS.in, Quadcopters, and Azine Drone Racing, and our fantastic partnership, which is ongoing with D1 Racing. So, without any further ado, we have two rounds on hand today, and this is week number 4. Let's go on and see what's on the track for us. The track is beautifully done out here. Some of the best elements in action. We'll show you around the track a little bit. This is the start podium out here. And we are also zooming out. We have an airport landscape area again. This is something that you must have seen before. And the airport area is now lit up with all these custom gates. You can see the D1 gate and also the recharge gate out there. And currently the pilots who are flying this track are Pamilias, Akmiral, Crude, and there'll be a couple more pilots also that will be joining us. So we'll just quickly check the status of the pilots. Till that time, the pilots will show you around the track, and we will see which of the players are in session, and thereby we will be let's stop this session for a while and see the players in session so that we can assign them colors. We have all the 5 pilots out there. We'll switch over uh, the flying status of these pilots and also assign a red color to the pilot shift. So we lock the server now, and pilots, all of you, please get ready on the podium. We're about to start this race anytime soon now. And let's go now, pilots, at the count of less than 5. There you go. We are right now zooming in through the eyes of Admiral. Some of the best pilots competing here right away into the lead is Pamilias. Look at that. And Crude FPB. Crude FPB is known for taking an early jump into the action out here. But Pamilias is just holding him at the very end out there, and Crude has just fallen back. Looks like he made a little bit of a mistake there, costed him, and he's right now at position number 4. Anand, meanwhile, has jumped the gun to position number 2. He's looking really challenging right now to Pamilias, about 3 or 4 gates away. These pilots are now. Look at that. Those structures would be somewhat obstructing our view of these pilots, but nevertheless, we can spot them in the far side action. So we have these wonderful gates as well. This is the horseshoe kind of a gate, one on the right and one on the left side. Anand, you can see there going around the tower as well, coming into one of the under parking areas of the airport. And the huge airport structures really looking very, very nice with the pilots flying in and out of them. Again, Pamilias is the pilot in the lead. Very, very interesting and wonderful to watch Pamilias in action out here. You can see the wonderful blue trail as he goes through the gate area of the football field and does a few incline jumps in and out. Again, goes through those horseshoe gates and then coming back into the D1. So this is a fairly large race course out here. Again, maintaining the lead is Pamilias, followed by Anand. Anand is left well behind Pamilias at the moment. Akmiral and Anand would be competing actually right now. So let's see where these pilots are. Look at that. They are around that horseshoe gate area on the left hand side, and both of these pilots chasing each other on that under parking area. Then coming back around over the stairs into some of the other areas into the building. Let's see if we can capture the views of these pilots. Very, very comprehensive structures, so difficult to see the clear view of the pilot over here, but we can see where they are positioned. Right now, let's see, go back to Pamilias. Pamilias is showing us the very good moves that he has mastered on this track. Again, around that tower area, into and going. There is a recharge, optional recharge gate as well, but Pamilias does not need that, and he lands up at position number 1 out here. Very well done, Pamilias. Congratulations for that wonderful run. While Akmiral is also very, very close now to his completion. Akmiral doing pretty well out there. He has really overtaken Anand. Anand looked to be in fine form. But Akmiral really went out there, and Anand as well has finished. So right now it's really between Crude and Shiv. So this is the competition for I believe the spot number 4, which is worth around 30 points odd or so. So Crude FPV looking good. Let's see where Shiv is in competition to Crude, and both these pilots. They should be really, really close to each other right now. And let's see where these pilots are. If we can really take a quick look at Crude, Shiv seems to be really locked in at lap number 1, gate 4. Okay, so Shiv really did not really take off. That was not very well done by Shiv. Maybe a hard luck when he really got off into the first lap, but he'll be trying his best into the next round. So that's the story right now for round number 1. And we have the leaderboard right on the screen. Pamilias scores an awesome time with the best lap time as well, 47 seconds, 432 milliseconds, and overall time of 2 minutes 38 seconds, 482 milliseconds for his 3 laps, followed by Akmiral at 2 minutes 56 seconds, 880 milliseconds, and Anand closing in at 3 minutes 090 milliseconds. Crude FPV at 3 minutes 53 seconds, 885 milliseconds. So that was the story of this round. Let's score it up quickly now for our viewers, and let's assign them the points that they have won. Obviously, the first pilot who has gone through is Pamilias. So Pamilias is recorded 60 points. Then we have Akmiral. Akmiral gets his 50 points, followed by Anand, which is 40 points for Anand. And then again, we have Crude FPV at 30 points. So 30 points Crude FPV has taken, and finally Shiv with 20 points. So that was round number 1. Very well done by these pilots. They seem to be in their proper groove today, and Shiv has to do a lot better. So definitely some bit of pressure on his hands as he goes head on with his teammate from IDRL, Crude FPV. So viewers, let's jump right into round number 2 for this week number 4. And pilots, let's get ready on the podium as usual at the count of less than 5. This time we are tuning straight into the eyes of Crude FPV. Crude FPV is really known for taking off the podium very quickly. Look at that. He continues to build a very, very high momentum in his round number 1, but he has to get into that form and function where he maintains that lead very, very consistently. That's very important for Crude FPV if he has to take the likes of some pilots like Pamilias. Pamilias from Malaysia out there dominating the D1 race right now out here. The Pro Track completely in his name right now, over the head of the aeroplanes out there. And Pamilias looking super good right now as he takes us through that track out here. And we're trying to get different views of Pamilias as well. We'll try to see where he is right now around that pond area out there. Let's see some of the other pilots as well. Still, we haven't seen Shiv take off the podium. Looks like Shiv having a little bit of an issue with his configuration. So hard luck for him. But right now, Crude is also doing well out there. He is not out of the game as yet. So let's continue to chase some of these pilots from the high end view. Look at that crude going in, chasing Admiral. Admiral right now just past that recharge gate area, will be going around that back end where the bridge is, and we'll try to see around the field area with him. Look at that, very, very close. Anand and Admiral really going in and out of those horseshoe gates together, and Anand really left in the dust by Admiral out there. So that was a little bit disappointing for Anand, but Anand quick to pounce upon any kind of a lag by Admiral. This is going to be very, very tough between these two pilots right until the very last end of this lap, because Admiral and Anand, look at that. And let's see through the FPV view of Anand. We might be able to catch Admiral. Look at that, the green tail of Admiral. Anand is chasing really well out there. He is getting closer and closer. Just a gate of a difference between these two pilots. What a fine showcase of racing this is. Really high-end racing. Pamilias is sitting up there at position number 1, but it's really between Admiral and Anand. Can Admiral really hold on to that lead? He has to, if he has to keep an edge over Anand. He is virtually at the very last end of this race structure. Anand committing a few mistakes that might cost him, and Admiral has taken the full advantage, and Anand really not his best form that he would like to be in his last lap that he wanted to be in, and that finishes the game for Anand, while Crude becomes immaterial at this point because Shiv hasn't landed up, but Crude will definitely be taking up the position number 4. So let's keep an eye on Crude FPV as we count the scoring for the remaining pilots. Pamilias again the winner out here. The pilot from Malaysia is doing amazingly well on this well practiced track for him, I would say. Again, the same order of winnings out here. Admiral at 50 points, position number 2. Anand taking in the third spot with position number 3 at 40 points, and then Shiv did not really pick up from the podium, and Crude finishing it at 30 points. So that was the story of the game. In terms of the leader points, we have the best lap 46 seconds, 780 milliseconds. Pamilias again with an overall time very consistent of 2 minutes and 27 seconds, 172 milliseconds. Admiral at 2 minutes 49 seconds, 283 milliseconds. Anand just a little bit away from his last performance, 3 minutes 03 seconds, 342 milliseconds. And Crude FPV finally at 3 minutes 53 seconds, 501 milliseconds. So well done, pilots. That was the game of week number 4 at D1 Cross IDRL, and we will see you next week into week number 5. Till then, keep going and keep strong. Thank you, and we'll see you shortly.